Welcome back, everyone. I'm Robin from This Blog's Neat, and it's really warm outside. And I'm sure where you are, it is also warm because it seems like the entire northern hemisphere is about 100 degrees right now. And the spirit that I gravitate towards when it is really warm outside is mezcal. So what we're going to be tasting for this Savor at Home is two different mezcals that are bottled by Agua del Sol. Agua del Sol is a brand that highlights all these small producers throughout the Oaxaca area, mostly in Mexico. And it was founded by the owners and operators of Quiche mezcaleras that's also in Oaxaca. The first one that I'm gonna try is distilled from 100% Mexicano. The scientific name is agave Rhodacantha, and this type of agave is known for its very large size. It's also pretty scarce and really bright green and has tightly packed leaves. And it's said to produce mezcals that are full-bodied, fruity, and smoky. The second one that I'm gonna try is distilled from 100% Tobasiche. This is a subspecies of the agave Karwinskii, and it's a wild agave. This takes 12 to 13 years for the agave to actually mature and is said to have herbaceous and cedar-like notes in the mezcal. This one right here is distilled by Berta Vasquez, and it's pretty hard to find female mezcal distillers, and Berta is pretty well known. She's been doing this for about 20 years now. And she started distilling as a way to support her family after her husband died. She learned from her uncles how to distill. Both of these mezcals I actually tried during a mezcalting tasting. Shout out to Mezcalting who set this up. And Berta joined the call, and it was really cool to hear directly from her all about her production method. I would like to emphasize that both of these mezcals are produced in a traditional method. So after the agave is roasted, it's then crushed using a horse-drawn Tahona mill. The agave is then fermented in wooden vats made of Sabina wood, and it's double distilled using copper alembic pot stills. Now, before I taste these mezcals, I want to give a huge shout out to the Patreons. Thank you guys so much for helping to support the channel and for being a part of the neat community over on Patreon. Now, if you, the viewer, would also like to join our community and help support the channel beyond just subscriptions and likes and sharing the videos, etc., then I've got a link in the description below where you can join us. Let's start with the Mexicano produced by Francisco. I don't know why I showed you the color, it's clear, but this is bottled at 49% ABV. So right off the bat, I'm getting a little bit of wood glue, but that's mixed with a whole lot of citrus. It's like key lime pie citrus, to be honest. I'm getting like a sweet red bell pepper. There's some cucumber, a little grassiness, and I'm getting like ranch dressing. There's a little bit of a mulchy thing, but like the red mulch that you get from the bags at Home Depot when they're like, you cut them open and they're still a little bit moist and really hot and humid in the bag. This is very delicious. There's a little bit of heat, and that kind of presents itself as like full palate tingling, but there's a good oily mouthfeel, and there's like some really, really fresh mintiness right off the bat. It's like spearmint leaves. And then that citrusiness comes forward, and it's just like those lemon Girl Scout cookies. There's also a little peppery thing, but it's no longer red bell peppers. It might be more like a green bell pepper, still within that. Definitely the cucumber comes forward as well. Really refreshing, great for 100-degree weather outside. Now let's move on to the Tobasiche that's distilled by Berta. There's definitely more earthiness on this one. I'm getting more woodiness, but more like a sweet mesquite woodiness. Oh, I like this one. This one also has that mulchy thing, but it's not quite the like humid red mulch, but more so mulch that has been dried and sitting out in the sun, if that makes sense. There's a little bit of cucumber on this one too, and more of like a vegetal note, but a very light vegetal note. This one's grassy too, but maybe more towards hay than grass. A little palm frond quality. There might be some jalapeno in here too, but like just the flesh. This one has a little bit less heat and more oiliness, more of a creamy mouthfeel. And immediately I'm getting notes of sweet honeydew melon. This one's really light. There's a lot of really light vegetal, slightly herbaceous notes. It's very, very nice. It's floral as well. And there's a little bit of a dry finish to this. It's lying somewhere between a green bell pepper and the flesh of a jalapeno. And there's some white peppercorns as well. This also is very nice and refreshing. So yeah, when I need something refreshing to sip on, I definitely go for mezcal, and these are both delightful examples. Both of these mezcals are super, super delicious. And if you have never had a mezcal that's produced by one of these really small producers, I highly suggest checking them out because they're really, really great. So I would definitely recommend checking out Agua del Sol. They're bottling some amazing mezcals by some amazing tiny producers and supporting brands such as Agua del Sol that are supporting these tiny producers is really the way to go. This benefits both you and the producers, the mezcaleros and mezcaleras. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. I post tastings every week along with some other fun, neat content. And leave me a comment below if you've tried anything bottled by Agua del Sol, or if you have a favorite mezcal or a favorite spirit that's your go-to when it's really, really warm outside. Come here. Come on. The first one of the
You know Girl Scout cookies are called different things depending on where they're sold.
No?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Some things.
You learn something new every day. So I would highly suggest I can't say suggest checking out. Wow.
Suggest checking.
Suggest checking out.